In the modern world, silence has become a luxury most of us can no longer afford. From the moment we wake up to the instant we fall asleep, our minds are drenched in a constant downpour of information. Notifications blinking, voices competing, screens glowing in every direction. Each vibration, each alert, each subtle tug on our attention fractures our focus just a little more. The result is a restless mind that's always active but rarely reflective, always stimulated but seldom still. We live in an era that glorifies multitasking and instant reaction, yet it's the same culture that slowly erodes our ability to think profoundly. True thought, the kind that changes perspective and builds wisdom, requires quiet space to breathe. But in a world so loud, silence feels almost rebellious, as though choosing to think deeply is an act of defiance against the constant pressure to perform, to reply, to consume. We are surrounded by more information than at any other time in human history, yet we struggle to find meaning within it. Every scroll of the feed brings new facts, opinions and noise, yet the mind, overstimulated and overfed, grows intellectually malnourished. Our thoughts no longer belong to us, they're borrowed fragments of whatever shouted loudest that day. The paradox of modern intelligence is this: we have access to infinite knowledge but lack the stillness to integrate it. We skim headlines, not ideas. We react faster but reflect less. And in this endless consumption of surface-level data, we've lost contact with the deeper rhythm of the mind, that slow, deliberate pace where real understanding takes root. The tragedy of modern connection is that while we are digitally linked to millions, we've become mentally and emotionally disconnected from ourselves. Deep thinking doesn't happen in chaos. It blooms in quiet. It's not born from constant activity but from still attention. Profound thought emerges when we allow our minds to drift beyond the noise, when we stop trying to fill every second with stimulation. Yet today, silence feels unnatural, even frightening. The moment quiet arrives, we reach for our phones, not because we need to, but because silence forces us to confront ourselves. The constant buzz of distraction has become our emotional anesthesia, numbing us from introspection. But without stillness, thought becomes shallow and fragmented. We live in mental motion, never allowing ideas to mature. The mind, like a lake, must occasionally settle for its reflection to appear. Without that calm, we remain trapped in ripples of reaction, unable to see what lies beneath the surface. Psychologists describe this restlessness through something called attention residue, the phenomenon where fragments of focus linger from one task to the next, preventing full concentration. Each time we switch between apps, tasks, or thoughts, a small portion of our attention remains stuck where we left it. Imagine trying to listen to a song while 5 others play faintly in the background. Your mind can never fully tune in. This is how we live today, constantly interrupted, perpetually half-present. Our capacity for deep thought isn't gone, it's just divided among too many tabs, and the more we attempt to multitask, the less capable we become of deep processing. It's not that we've lost intelligence, it's that we've lost the environment intelligence needs to flourish: focus, time, and peace. The mind isn't a machine for speed, it's a garden that needs still soil to grow understanding. But here lies the paradox. In a culture obsessed with visibility, true clarity often begins in invisibility. The more we withdraw from the digital spotlight, the sharper our inner vision becomes. Stepping back doesn't mean disappearing, it means learning to observe the world without its chaos distorting our perception. Detachment is not apathy, it's awareness without addiction. When you choose silence, you're not rejecting life, you're reclaiming authorship over your mind. To cultivate profound thought, you must first protect the mental boundaries that modern life constantly invades. The act of turning off your phone, walking without earbuds, or simply sitting in stillness is not laziness. It's resistance. It's a declaration that your attention is your most sacred possession, and you will no longer spend it carelessly. Begin small. Create rituals that honor your mental space. Establish phone-free zones. Places where no notification is allowed to follow you. The dinner table, your bedroom, even a single chair by the window can become a temple for thought. Treat these spaces as sacred, because they are where your mind learns to breathe again. Schedule solitude deliberately. Set a 20-minute thinking appointment each day and defend it like a meeting with your future self. During that time, don't consume, create. Let your thoughts unfold slowly, without expectation. You'll be surprised how quickly your mind remembers what it's capable of once it's freed from constant interruption. Deep thought doesn't require hours of meditation, only intentional minutes of presence. Protect them fiercely, and they'll multiply naturally. Feed your mind with slower, more deliberate nourishment. Swap instant content for enduring ideas. Read physical books, the kind that demand your full attention and reward you with layered understanding. Watch a full-length film, not highlights. Listen to music without skipping. Allow art to unfold at its own pace. This kind of slowness reawakens your ability to engage deeply, to interpret rather than merely consume. Journaling is another quiet rebellion. When you write by hand, your thoughts reveal their structure. Chaos becomes coherent. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. In these moments of analog stillness, the noise of the world fades, and you reconnect with the timeless rhythm of thinking, a rhythm that technology can imitate but never replace. As your mind begins to detox from the overstimulation of modern life, you'll notice something beautiful happening. Your thoughts start to connect in surprising ways. The deeper your silence, the louder your insight becomes. Profound thinkers aren't necessarily more intelligent. They're simply more patient with their minds. They give their ideas time to mature, to evolve beyond first impressions. They ask better questions. They see relationships between concepts others overlook because they've given themselves permission to pause. When you slow down enough, even ordinary thoughts begin to reveal extraordinary depth. The mind, when unhurried, becomes a lens that magnifies meaning hidden in everyday moments. To think deeply is to ask courageously. Profound thought begins not with answers, but with questions. Questions that refuse to be silenced. Ask yourself, what am I afraid to know? What belief am I protecting from being challenged? What truth hides behind my comfort? The quality of your questions determines the depth of your understanding. Great thinkers are not defined by certainty, but by curiosity, an unyielding desire to see what lies beyond what they know. Use analogies, metaphors, and opposing perspectives to stretch your thinking. Seek conversations with people who disagree with you. Let ideas collide. Wisdom isn't built in echo chambers, it's forged in friction. In time, something subtle but transformative happens. Your relationship with your own mind changes. The noise that once controlled you becomes background music. Emotional storms lose their force. You begin to notice the space between impulse and reaction, that tiny pause where freedom lives. Clarity replaces confusion. Decisions feel grounded, not rushed. Creativity flows not as random inspiration, but as a steady current. You realize that deep thought is not about withdrawing from life, but engaging with it more completely, from a centered place of awareness. The external world stays chaotic, but within you, a quiet confidence begins to grow, the calm of someone who no longer fears silence. Profound thinking is not a luxury. It's survival for the modern soul. It's how we reclaim meaning in a culture that sells distraction as happiness. To think deeply is to live intentionally, to choose what enters your mind, what shapes your beliefs, and what guides your actions. It's the difference between drifting through noise and steering through it. When you cultivate this depth, you become a steady signal in a world of static. Your words carry weight. Your presence calms rather than competes. You no longer need to shout to be heard because silence itself begins to speak for you. So tonight, before the world floods in again, pause. Turn off your phone. Sit somewhere still. Breathe until the noise within you quiets. Take a single sheet of paper and write one question that matters. Something honest, something raw. Then let yourself think. No music, no scrolling, no background chatter. Just you and your mind meeting again after years of separation. You might be surprised by what it remembers, by what it's been trying to tell you beneath the noise. Because in the end, the greatest act of freedom isn't escape, it's awareness. In a noisy world, the most radical thing you can do is listen, truly listen, to the quiet voice inside you that still knows how to think.